along the borders of Pokot, Elgeyo Marakwet and Baringo has continued to wreak havoc in the Kerio Valley Triangle. We are now joined by Elvis Gay, who will be speaking to Elgeyo Marakwet Senator Kipchumba Murkomen to get an in-depth perspective on this vicious cycle and perennial challenge in Kerio Valley. Elvis.
Thank you very much. I come to you from Eldoret in Uasin Gishu County. We'll be joined by Elgeyo Marakwet Senator Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen just to get an in-depth perspective. Remember, in the Kerio Valley in the recent past, owing to the cattle rustling that has already wreaked havoc in the Kerio Valley Triangle, I just want to understand from the Senator, what is the way forward? Recently, we saw what happened in Laikipia, and there was a swift response from the government, but unlike in the Kerio Valley Triangle, where we haven't seen a robust approach in dealing with banditry?
Well, to be fair, I don't think, I know many people think that Laikipia has been favored more than this place of Tot or Baringo. But if you remember 4 years ago in 2017, there was a massive operation in Kerio Valley that involved Baringo and Elgeyo Marakwet and West Pokot counties. And remember, it was so massive because many police officers were put in this area of Tot, Kolowo area, up to Chisegon. It was also the same in places of Arabal in Baringo and all those areas. So 2017, there was an operation similar to the one that is in Laikipia at the moment in this part of of Baringo, Elgeyo Marakwet and West Pokot border. You remember also that in that operation, there was a massive recruitment of NPR. And that really helped because I remember it wasn't just about this part of the world, but also Laikipia. When we went to the Deputy President to launch the National Police Reservist, because, you know, from 1970s, it was agreed and understood that to deal with this very difficult terrain, you needed local people who understand the terrain and people who understand the operation of these bandits, who generally, as we speak, are confined to only one constituency, the Tiati constituency, who are now wreaking havoc in my county, in Baringo County, in West Pokot County, in Turkana, in Samburu. So they've become, actually, these bandits have found a safe haven in Tiati constituency. And so that operation that's going on in Laikipia is not new. I want to be fair. I mean, we can play politics in other things, but not security. To be fair to government, a similar operation took place in 2017, a massive one, yeah? And then thereafter, it was followed by peace efforts that we tried as leaders. You remember, we went there with the members of parliament, including Honorable Oscar Sudi from here. We went for various meetings, including even Kamket and the governor of Baringo and Honorable Cheptumo and all these other elected leaders. And we tried to have this peace meeting so that we can cement the security operation that took place. But you can see this thing keeps coming back. And for us, the issue is a lasting solution from government. Government putting more effort in changing Tiati constituency. Even if we do what they do in Tiati constituency, because it's been done severally in the sites of Marakwet and Baringo and Pokot here, even if you do that and it's not followed up by and dealing with the long-term issues. And long-term issues here is underdevelopment in Tiati constituency. If you look at the bandits, because if you look at even the bodies of those who have been killed, you realize they are very young people who are barely 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's a pity that all this area of Tiati constituency being, having been isolated. Despite the fact that even former president came from there, you have the first president dealing with the same issue of banditry, you have President Kibaki. President Kibaki had a fairly a good period of the silence in terms of the guns in that area, because I think when government changed, they felt like they were going to be dealt with severely. Although you remember that it's in President Kibaki's regime that many people died in Sukuta Valley, again on the other side of the Kerio Valley. So the point I'm trying to make is that we need to support government efforts at the moment for security. We need the government to rethink, because I feel very sad that after 2017, in 2018, policy position changed in the Ministry of Interior. They took away National Police Reservist, and they argued that, oh, you know, we don't need National Police Reservist, some nuances and political undertones. Some people saying, why are we giving NPR in areas that so and so is more popular politically and so forth. What I want to request the CS Interior and everybody who is working, Inspector General of Police and everybody who's working on security, including the President, is to look at the question of NPR. NPR became a very good solution in 2017 for us, for the silence in like Kipia, in our areas, because they understood the terrain. We need to have this NPR be brought back, work together with the other police, regular police service, with also a joint command of the NPR on both counties working together, so that others are not turning out to be become violent against the others. So and then number two, we need to deal with the long-term issues, development of TRT constituency, and most of these belt of Kerio Valley, where in Samburu, Baringo, Elgeyo Marakwet, Turkana, and West Pokot, where these bandits are finding a safe haven. I think if we don't deal with those long-term issues, we'll only be talking about, you know, why are people having guns and all that. And then finally, we need to deal with the financials of these violent acts, in the sense that where is the market in terms of purchasing this livestock? Who is facilitating this market? Because when this livestock is stolen, I'm sure they find themselves in the final end of the traders. And then government needs also to find out this moral hazard, the people who are fueling this violence, by providing a market for the criminals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lastly, Mheshimiwa, I saw in 2019 leaders drawn from West Pokot, Baringo, and Elgeyo Marakwet County. There's a peace deal at Chesegon, where I understand Deputy President William Ruto attended the function. Yeah. What happened to the peace deal?
The thing is that citizen efforts to come together, like we did in 2019, signed that agreement, and all of us leaders of the region signed in presence of a lawyer and so forth. These peace efforts must be bolstered by security provided by state, and as I said, must be followed up by the issue of development. We sat down with CS Matiang'i, and we agreed that in Nairobi, with all the leaders from the region, we agreed that the Kerio Valley needs to have a master plan, a Marshall Plan of some sort that will sort out these long-term issues. That peace deal can only be assisted, can be useful for us to develop that area so that we can get rid of the violent bandits. The last thing I want to say is that I want to request the state and fellow political leaders to remove completely the question of banditry from politics. Yeah? You know this thing of saying, oh, you know, it's the Pokots who are killing people. It's not the Pokots who are killing people. It is a small group of people who are bandits. Unfortunately, they come from a constituency in TRT where Pokots are many. By the way, even the people of West Pokot, as are affected by insecurity, as the people of Elgeyo Marakwet, as the people of Baringo, as the people of Turkana, as the people of Samburu. If we remove the tribe, community, sub-tribe from the conversation, it should be about the bandits. How do we deal? Number two, government itself should not look helpless. You know this thing of saying these ones are more powerful than us. Government, its duty exists to protect the people. And lastly, they must remove it from 2022 politics on who is right, who is wrong, and how can we use this to twist and make sure that the president looks bad, or the deputy president looks bad, or opposition leader looks bad. If all of us who are leaders agreed that in terms of matters politics, we put aside political aspirations and deal with the security issues. Okay. This issue can be dealt with lasting solution. Last thing I want to say is that, and I've talked to the CS and I told him yesterday, as we deal with Tiaty constituency, the repercussions of what's happening in Tiaty will be felt in Tot. You know, we are burying a young boy today in Tot, near Tot area there. We buried another one on Saturday. It's now becoming the norm in Marakwet to bury 2 or 3 people every day. They should not only focus on flushing out the bandits from like Kipia and not do something on the receiving end of Elgeyo Marakwet, parts of Baringo and parts of West Pokot, because if that is not done, and parts of Turkana, if that is not done, if you don't deal with it holistically as a region,